I'm really proud of our team's resiliency and the growth that we showed with such a quick turnaround after our game against Columbia. We took a lot of teaching and learning moments from that game, and I definitely saw some of that in this game. We've talked a lot about just our effort, and as we continue to define who we want to be as a team. We always wanted to be on the defensive end, and that comes with resiliency and a dog mentality. And I thought tonight they did just that. Shots weren't falling for us, but they never wavered from what truly matters to our team, and that's doing it on the defensive end. So very proud of them for that growth and just not being fazed by shots not falling on the offensive end.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start out questions for Coach. If everyone wants to begin. Yep.
So Janay had a lot of good plays towards the end of the game, specifically on the defensive end. How
Yeah.
important is she for that defensive side of the ball?
She's huge. She's huge. And she has really taken ownership of that role of being one of our best defenders and being ready and capable to guard anyone, man or zone. And she sets the tone for us. She values that. She's big, athletic. She wants tips and deflections. And I mean, it's been great just watching her grow and really take ownership and priding herself on the defensive end. And like I said, it just sets the tone for us defensively. It's having a great defensive stopper. It just brings so much energy to your team and confidence to your team defensively. So I'm just really proud of her and her just continuing to do it on the defensive end and being whatever we need her to be.
Follow? You good? You have a question for Coach?
So Coach, I'm Cameron from the Statesman.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, first career win, first win at Stony Brook. What does the win mean for you?
Yeah, I honestly I haven't had time to process it. I'm just really excited for our players. They work incredibly hard, and we have been on them. And I'm just happy that it got to show in a win for them. Because as you know, in this game, sometimes it doesn't equate to a win, right? But they're working incredibly hard, and we are challenging them every single day. And again, as we're learning new roles, and we're trying to fill new roles and fill different responsibilities and expectations that we as coaches have put on them, and they every day come in and they are ready to attack it. So for me, I honestly, I haven't processed it. Obviously, I'm grateful, but it's not about me. I'm just really happy that we got the win for them. We get some time to now work on ourselves before we have to play again. And I'm proud of the growth from our last game.
What lessons do you think you can kind of draw? I know at points in the game, you guys look like you run away with it. One kind of cuts back into it.
Yeah.
I know you guys would love to win every game by 20, but kind of have that close game, have that back and forth, and pull out a win when it looks like you guys were kind of dead in the water at points. How important is it to have experiences like that and kind of learn from that?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge because we had to get stops to win it. That's the reality. Shots weren't falling. Zay did a great job in the fourth quarter, and her shots began to fall. And she knows that we trust her to take those shots. Her team and her coaches trust her to step up in those moments. But the reality is we shot 25% for the game and 15% from three. So it was all on the defensive end, and it's what we preach every single day. We talk a lot about handling adversity. We went down in the fourth. That's adversity. And they never wavered. But we work on it in practice. And we prepare them for these moments. We do situations where we're down 5, where we're up 10, where we're down 2, with time on the clock, and you have to figure out a way to win. And I'm just very proud that they figured out a way. They didn't flinch. They just stayed the course. They talked through everything. They did it on the defensive end, and we came away with the win.
I know you kind of touched up on it. Kind of offense, not hitting shots. You guys moved the ball pretty well, though. I mean, created a lot of open opportunities. Yeah. How encouraging is that? Is that something kind of you emphasize, even if the shots aren't falling, to keep moving the ball, either whether in practice or in the locker room?
Absolutely. We've been talking a lot about our assist to turnover as a team. And I know it's still not where we want it to be, but I think this game, more than any game, and just in practice, we shared the ball a lot more. If shots had fallen, I think this number would be the other way around. But we did share the ball. We found each other in drip passes. We found window passes. We found one mores. So that was very encouraging because we've talked a lot about finding the best shot. And that best shot may not be your shot. And being selfless is giving up your shot for the next best shot. And I thought they did that. We got some great open looks. I mean, that's all you can ask for. Shot falls or it doesn't fall. That's all you can ask for is the open look. But also on the flip side of that, we got 19 offensive rebounds. And that's toughness. That's not a skill. That's not talent. That's effort and multiple efforts and toughness. And I'm really proud that even though shots weren't falling, we gave ourselves a chance with the offensive rebounding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One more questions to Zaida for now. You started the game pretty rough, 1 for I think 16 at some point, and you really hit.
It's okay.
Really impact 3 to go up 4 late in the game, and just a bunch of other plays to kind of bring the team back forward. What's your mindset in terms of being down now and then kind of stringing together those plays towards the end of the game to bring the team back?
I mean, initially it was frustrating that I wasn't hitting shots, but I didn't really let it affect me. I kept shooting shots because I trust my game. I put the work in. Some nights it's just going to happen. But when fourth quarter came, I know we needed to put points on the board, and I just shot my shot, and those ones went in. But, I mean, I have a team that trusts me to take those shots, so, yeah.
You guys were active defensively all night long. How important is it, especially on nights like this where shots aren't falling, things don't even look like they're falling your way, to kind of stay active on that end and kind of create your own offense defensively, whether it be through action or other things?
I mean, yeah, that's the most important thing. After Columbia, that was the number one thing we was talking about at practices, getting stops. Shots weren't falling, but at the end of the day, we held until 43. So that's still amazing. So those stops was really what kept us in the game.
Thank you. I'll move questions to Janay for now. You did a little bit of everything tonight, passing the ball, defending. What do you think you can bring to this team kind of, whether it be today and going forward, and kind of what role do you see for your team going forward?
I think, honestly, I'm whatever role they need me to be, whether that's hitting a few shots here and there. But I take pride in my defense, so I think from here on out, I'm going to focus more on the defensive end, just getting tips, deflections. Even if it doesn't show up in my name, somebody else gets to steal, and then we can run to the races.
And with Moyne and kind of your non-conference schedule, how important is it to kind of gain some momentum in terms of playing this non-conference stretch before you hit CAA kind of in January?
I think it's always important. Playing non-conference gets us ready for the conference, and we're more familiar with the conference teams. So I think playing non-conference sets us up good for conference because we know who we're playing and how to play against them once we get there.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
You got a question back there too.
Yeah, Zaida, when you start going in that fourth quarter, your team's getting on that run after falling down just a couple of points. Obviously, you weren't anywhere out of it. But when you start going on that run, adrenaline starts flowing. How do you control yourself, like in those moments, to just keep hitting shot after shot when it's the most important?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel the most locked in. I just needed to see 1-3 go in. And once that hit, I just felt very confident in myself. So just felt very locked in that moment.
And for Janay, obviously talked a lot about your defense. When you get those looks where you just get a one-on-one on the defensive end, I mean, you were swarming players the entire game. Do you lock in just like a little bit more on that defensive end? Do you get excited to get those opportunities?
I would say so. I think it shows what I can do one-on-one defensively, and it does show up in the box score sometimes it doesn't. But I know on my one-on-one, I'm better than anybody else I'm guarding, so I take pride in that.